me, it would truly be that while we don't speak the language, while we have different traditions, while we have different foods and cultures and dance routines or whatnot, we live in a different home, we have a different environment, innately we all have the exact same belief system and the same needs. And I think for people that look at traveling to a place like Israel, they don't see any commonalities. But when you get there, you realize that they have the same concerns. They want the best for their family. They want their children to be educated. They want their children to have safety, and they want them to have food. They want them, to have health needs, basic health needs. These are the same things that we have. These are the same values that we have. And when you get there and you actually see that in reality, we're the same person. There's nothing that separates us. That culture isn't going to keep us apart. Even though we're working with Bedouins and Muslims and people that were born and raised in a different environment and culture, we really do have a lot of the same core values. And we can connect on that level more than I ever thought was even possible. I went to Armenia about 6 or 7 years ago for the first time. And of course I met the Kurdish women and the Kurdish children, and you meet them and you see them every now and then, but I really didn't get to know the women very well. Well, after I finished that trip in the summer, I studied abroad in Spain. And I was in Spain from September until January, and I lived in Madrid. And Madrid was very dangerous for an American, especially a female American. It was a time in my life where I really felt a lot of challenges. I was tested, I was afraid, every day brought tears. It was a wonderful experience, I have no regrets, but it was very difficult for me. And then in November, at the end of November actually, there was a specific circumstance that really changed me. I was in a bar with a bunch of friends, and several of the Spanish men came up to me, and one of them held me against the arms, against the wall, and then the other one felt me up. And it was something that had never happened before. I was helpless. It changed me. Changed me in a good way now that I look back on it, because it made me a stronger person. But in the meantime, I had fallen down. I was in pieces. There is no low in my life that compared to that. You get back home, you pick the pieces back up, you keep going. I went back to school in the spring, and I went back to Armenia in the summer. And that summer, I had a Kurdish woman approach me and say, "What happened to you?" God came to me and said, "I needed to pray for you. I needed to pray for you. Are you okay?" I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't put my finger on what she was talking about, what was happening in my life. And the more I thought about it, and I asked her, and she said it was at the end of November, and I had one specific day that God said, "Abby needs your prayers." And it was the exact day. I think the Enlighten culture is such a great culture. It's a great atmosphere. The women are incredible. You are looking at confident, courageous, brave women that have all been united for various reasons. There are different reasons that bring us together. We don't all have the same needs, and that's natural. The reason I came could be very different from the reason that someone else came, but we were all looking for our niche, and we were all looking for our place to fit in. And I think this community of women has brought us up arm in arm and showed us that we can support each other through thick and thin. This culture itself has united women all over the world. And this culture has shown that there's no reason for us ever to feel like we have to face anything alone. Try it. There is no fear, there is no harm, there is nothing you can do wrong. Everybody in the Enlighten Foundation is willing to open their arms and accept you regardless of your background, regardless of what you've been through. We've all had our ups and downs. We've all been through hell and back, but there is no reason that you can't try to meet the women in this organization, because all they're going to do is make you a better person. They're going to challenge you, they're going to see where you are in life, and you're going to create friendships that last a lifetime.